Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha, Chodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder apostle, Aharawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, down here in Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Florida. And now today, I'll be coming out with a lesson. And again, it's an impromptu, but of course, I will be reading Habakkuk chapter 2. Not the whole chapter, but, some verses in it. Well, I don't got nothing planned outside of that. But here, this is something I was looking at, and it says Newsbreak World Affairs. It says, after U.S. strikes Venezuela, encounter a new idea. And as you can see, you see that terminology right there. I'm not going to say it, but you see it. So there you go. This is a new thing, and this is a new thing to we'll say per se it's new, but it's really not new. Aisha has been going around causing problems all around the four corners of the earth for quite some time. In the name of slick words that he used, such as we're here to protect your sovereignty. We're here to stop we'll say sales of errorism from forming. When this Mother Hubbard, I should say, is the exact one causing all the errorism in the earth. Well, let's continue. It says Caracas, following reports of U.S. airstrikes on Venezuela and the reported detention of its sitting president, Venezuelans say they were confronted with more shock of military force. Many also encountered a concept unfamiliar in their public discourse. And as you see, there it is right there. European errorism. Terrorism. And it says, as footage, commentary, and global reaction spread online, Venezuelans began questioning the language used to describe violence by powerful Western states. When such actions occur, critics note they are often framed as security operations or enforcement measures. Similar acts by less powerful nations are more quickly labeled terrorism. That contrast triggered widespread discussion across Venezuelan social media and independent media spaces, of course. And this is what this devil does. He uses these terminologies, when it comes down to him, but anyone else do it, and you're this and you're that, and you're all the tomfoolery that he does. But let's continue. It says similar acts by less powerful nations are more quickly labeled terrorism. That contrast triggered widespread discussion against Venezuela's social media and independent media spaces. It says, for many, the realization was not about denying violence elsewhere, but about recognizing how political power shapes definitions. European history includes organized political violence from colonial campaigns to the 20th century insurgencies, yet those episodes are typically treated as historical events, not terrorism in modern security terms, which it was. It says the bombs weren't the only shock. One Venezuelan user wrote online, it was seeing how the same act is described differently depending on who does it, and that's just what it is right there. It's called the double standard. Aisha, the devil, Shaitan, he can do it, but you can't do it. If you do it, it's errorism and all kind of tomfoolery. But let's continue. It says the reported bombing and seizure of the head of state intensified those concerns. Critics pointed out that major outlets avoided terms like invasion or kidnapping, which is what happened. That's the reality of what happened. Instead, they use, instead using neutral language that softens the perception of force. It says, to many Venezuelans, this reinforced the idea that global rules are enforced selectively. As the story continues to develop, the Venezuelans say the day revealed a deeper lesson. Terrorism is not just about acts of violence, but about who has the power to define them and who does not. And of course, right now, Job 9:24, the earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. And who is the wicked? Aisha is the wicked. Adawam is the wicked. The tabernacles of Adawam is the wicked. Edom, they're the wicked. So, and right now, the earth has been given into their hands. So that's why we see a lot of tomfoolery happening with the complete and unethical and illegal invasion and kidnapping of a sovereign nation's leader. Give a flying flip phone how you feel, Esau. You could do whatever you want to do. The truth is out. We're speaking the truth. But we know that this devil is wicked. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So the soul of this devil that is lifted up is not upright, meaning this devil is physically incapable of being moral. This devil is physically, spiritually, and mentally incapable of doing good. You don't think so? Look at the four corners of the earth and the things they're doing and the stuff they're trying to push. Anybody that's truly benevolent wouldn't push these measures. Wouldn't do what this devil is doing. This devil is malevolent. Because his soul is not upright in him. He's not upright. He's not righteous. There's nothing righteous about him. They can try and transform themselves into an angel of light and then come like, oh yeah, this. No. The Lord says, never trust thine enemy. That's his Sirach. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Meaning, the devil is guaranteed to be on some tomfoolery. This devil can't sleep, can't even get right unless he done cause some kind of problem in the earth. But let's continue. Verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So this devil, he transgresseth by his wine. And what is his wine? Of course, his philosophies, his beliefs, his doctrines, his traditions, his treaties, his policies, his statutes, his laws, and everything else that this devil creates. Here, he transgresseth by that. He goes against his own thing. And of course, these pagan, very spiritually immoral beliefs that causes our people to commit iniquity and to transgress, i.e. sin against and break the law, statutes, and commandments. This devil is a proud man. That was a very prideful move that President Babylon pulled over there in Venezuela. It says, neither keepeth at home. This devil don't mind his business. He don't stay home and protect his own and deal with his own. He got to be everywhere else and in everybody else's business. Worrying about what they doing and worrying about what resources that they have. And all he got to do is simply like, hey, I want to do business. It's just that simple. I want to do business. But no, this devil want to use force. Because he's a proud man. And Salakia. I don't know, something tried to jump on me, but the Lord allowed me to beat it. So now my nose is just running. So if I sound a little muffled here and there, I'm wiping my nose. But this devil is a proud man that does not keep at home. He don't mind his own business. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell. We know what hell is. Hell is the grave. People die every day. And yet, hell is not satisfied. Well, this devil is the exact same way. He enlargeth his desire as hell, as the grave. People die every day, and the grave does not say, hey, I had enough. People done died enough. No, the grave don't say that. This devil, he the same exact way. He just can't get enough. He took a lesson from Michael Jackson. Don't stop till you get enough. Well, this devil ain't got enough that he's not stopping till the Lord stop him. Well, let's continue. It says, and is as death. This devil is as death everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, he causes some kind of problem. He helps people finish with all they living for no reason whatsoever. And most of the time, it is civilians. It's not actual threats. It's civilians. Let's continue. This devil can't be satisfied either. He can't be satisfied. You seen what he did. Now what he doing? Threatening Colombia, threatening Cuba. And I forget it was some other place too. Can't be satisfied. This devil, he gathered unto him all people. He want everybody to come up under him and follow his leadership and do what he do. Hey, come over here. Or we're doing all this. Or, all kind of tomfoolery. He heapeth to himself all people. This devil want to rule over everybody and run everything. Well, he ain't nothing but a useless man. That is it. I'm sorry. Otawam is useless. They are doing. Otawam is being used for how the Lord created Otawam to do what, which is the sword, a whooping stick. But after you've done whooping with that stick, what happened? You put that stick down and you throw it away. Or you put it in the fire and you burn it. But let's continue. It says, shall not these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him? Let me read that again. It says, shall not these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So shall not these take up a parable? All these other nations, they're going to take up a parable, a taunting proverb, pointing the finger against this devil. And they're going to say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. You got to think, Venezuela, about what, 13 billion tons, or however they measure oil in barrels or whatever. A lot of it. This devil today, what happened? Went over there and took what didn't belong. So guess what? Other nations is gonna be like, how long you gonna keep doing this? How long you gonna keep lading yourself with thick clay debt, Salakia? But anyways, continuing. They're gonna ask, these nations gonna ask, how long you gonna keep doing what you're doing? How long you gonna keep taking and messing with stuff that's not yours? How long you gonna keep lading yourself with debt? But that's all the devil got, is a bunch of debt. He got everybody else in debt too. Let's continue. Verse 7, it says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and for the end of the city, and all of them that dwell therein. So it's going to get to a point where these other nations are going to rise up suddenly and bite this devil, meaning come against him, attack. Because this devil has what? The devil has spoiled many nations. And he just spoiled Venezuela. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Meaning it's going to get to a point to where these other nations are going to run up on Aisha or Otawam and wherever they and start taking from them. These other nations are going to vex this devil. All the remnant of the people shall spoil what? This devil, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land. This devil has shed much blood, still shedding blood to this very day. Probably done some. Even as I'm doing this lesson, probably done did something already. And probably helped somebody finish what already living and did something already. So we cover that with all the violence of the land and of the cities and those that the world therein. This devil is gonna catch it. And this was kind of a big what is it? Kind of a big event to start off 2026. Like, yeah, start off 2026. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? We'll say with WAR, the third woe kicking it off. So yeah, the Lord got this devil, and you know what? Let's just keep reading. Verse 9, it says, woe to him that coveteth with an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So woe, and we know what woe means. We know woe is judgment, woe is destruction. Woe is payback for wickedness, for being evil. It says, to him that coveteth with an evil covetousness. Who is always coveting everything? Aisha. Wa Adawam. Coveting everything. They see it, they gotta have it, they gotta take it. And he does this to his own house. He covered to his own house. Meaning he out here doing his tomfoolery and not thinking that he bringing this evil back to his own abode where he reside at. So that he could set his nest on high, so that he think that because he's taking everything and causing problems and getting all this resources, that he's gonna be protected from the power of evil. And that's just not true. It's just not gonna happen that way. You reap it. It's like you sow it, you gonna reap it. You get out what you put in. So yeah, I ain't gonna say it was a quick lesson, but yeah, that's all I got. But and so you know what, and with that, shalom.